Hey guys, Jason here taking a look at Tesla. What a follow through on yesterday's Marabuzzo close. So much strength, so much power being collected and centralized inside this trend. And as soon as we break out of it, we get this nice Marabuzzo close and we just absolutely take off. Bulls are ready, and it's very evident in today's action. But now we need to look at what comes next. So our daily breakout is pretty much followed through. I don't suspect to see this sort of action again tomorrow. So we need to go ahead and clean up our charts a bit. I'm going to keep this nice channel down here as a reminder. In case we ever get back down there, we might be able to rely on that. But who knows, maybe I'll clear the charts accidentally and we'll forget they were even there. Anyway, daily time frame. Good follow through. Our RSI is close to overbought, 64.38. I would be shocked if our other time frames are not massively overbought today, so we're going to expect some pullback on that action. However, no real resistance on Tesla until we get up to 266.07. So quite a big gap to fill. This is why we can move so quickly on a single day. It's because there's not a lot of resistance up here anymore, and we got to take advantage of that. So no real resistance, 266.07. We've got a little bit of support down at 236. That's what I would look for if we ever get down there again. And let's check out the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour, here is that big breakout. We get our higher high over 233.30. We get a breakout, our RSI 78.51. So already starting to pull back a little bit, verging on overbought. I'm surprised we're not above 80, but here we are. So what we expect now would be some pullback, establish a base of support, and look for a 4-hour higher low. The last time we had a low was down here at 228.94. On the hourly time frame, we can see how our RSI should be much higher, 84.72. There you go. Let's stretch that out a little bit. Now we got this big move to the upside. We're slowly consolidating on the hourly time frame, and I want to see if this develops into something more recognizable on the 15-minute. This is not really setting up a bull flag. It's potentially an EQ. We'll take a look at that in more detail as we go. But here we are overbought. We need to stay strong, stay sideways, and consolidate if bulls are going to have any more options. If we break out of this bear, we don't have any hourly support until way down here with our lows at 235.54. And we can also look to 236 psychological, because that is an area where we see this congestion and rejection and then support develop. Let's go check out the 15-minute time frame, see what's going on here. There's that 15-minute equilibrium shaping up, heading into after hours. A high 248.17, low 245.85. So that is what I'll be watching currently, 245.85. Also looking for a little bit of this end-of-day drop, 246.25. And we have this current resistance on the 15 at 247.91. I don't want to see us opening anywhere but right in here tomorrow. I don't care if the price just goes straight sideways. I want to open in this range. I want to take out a couple of these supports, and I want to see us develop a good base of support with nice clean consolidation and look for any continued upside run. But remember, our daily RSI is getting close to overbought. Our 4-hour is very close to overbought, and hourly is cooking. So don't expect another massive rampage like we saw today. We need to establish a more consistent pattern and plan our next trade. Our initial trade from that breakout is done, and we need to stock the next one. So keep an eye on our support levels, keep an eye on our development of potential patterns, and we will check out what happens tomorrow. Hey guys, Jason here for TheChartGuys. Kind of a disappointing day for Netflix given what was happening in the market. We got an inside bar day, so we do have that working for our advantage. Rejected the high day, bounced right off that EMA 12. So that is still holding us down and will continue to do so. So until we conclusively break above it. And, well, still in a daily downtrend. Although today's higher low is a nice inside bar setup, we're still looking down and we don't have any reason to change that tune yet. 4-hour time frame. Nice consolidation, moving sideways, choppy, RSI's happy at 44.21. No real story or indicator of direction here. Go to the hourly time frame. Now we're in a little bit of an hourly uptrend. If bulls can hold this level as a new higher low, that bodes well for an attempt at the inside bar break tomorrow. Just slow, meandering lines. I want to see us break over 292.65, and I want to see us take a real good crack at that EMA 26 sitting at 292. So let's go back to that hourly time frame. 292, that's right about, well, of course, we rejected from the high day. So this is where our EMA is going to be, likely a little bit lower tomorrow because it's going to come down gradually like that. So check the EMA 12 level in tomorrow's action should we continue this nice hourly uptrend, and we will check back in when we do that. We have 4-hour resistance over here at the high of our candlestick. What is this guy? 297.17, then 301.55. Tiny bit of support at yesterday's low of day, 284.61, or is it today's low of day, 284.61, and then 282.66, 282.50. But I wouldn't count on these very much. Big drops of that bearish attack, and I don't know if this is a base of support, or is it so much that this is just the extension of that massive bid dump that occurred in that moment. Well, that's it for today. I hope you had good luck trading Netflix today and managed to get a little bit of profit. If not, we can always try again tomorrow. Keep your stops tight and keep planning your trades and wait for the clear signals of these bull breaks like we saw in Tesla over the last few days. They will come for Netflix again one day. We just have to wait for it to show up and then take advantage of it. All right, guys, last video of the day. I think I've done like 20 of these in different formats and different types of things. But I still got some pizzazz, which means I got too much coffee. So let's take a look at Amazon. Amazon, more chop on the daily time frame, not following the lead of some of these tech names that we're seeing. But we did hold EMA 12 support again, which is good, I guess. But overall, not a lot of real clarity or direction here. It's nice to see us sitting these higher lows. So we are going to look for support at 1809, today's low of day. For potential support tomorrow. And as long as we keep staying above that, then obviously we're going to move to the upside. RSI almost right in the middle of the pack, 50.85. 4-hour time frame, we are seeing a change in trend here. A 4-hour trend in our downtrend in place to the last high at 1833.42. And then we see that we've actually got a low down here from our pre-market activity, 1795 psych. So let's see if bulls can get things together. They need to get over $1,850 for that trend change. And I think that's going to come into play very importantly because it is a pretty, well, it's a round psychological number. That means there's going to be algorithmic trading. There's also going to be a lot of retail trading, placing sell walls right at that level. So we definitely need to take that out. 4-hour downtrend in place, 4-hour support, 1754, 1744, 1743. I hope you're seeing what I am seeing here. Big base of support. So I would just be watching this zone as something to keep an eye on. Should we get back down here again? Jump to the daily time frame to see where that is. Way down here. We spent a lot of time down there. We don't want to get back down there in short order, but we will keep an eye on it. Hourly bulls trying to make a go of things here with a new higher high, higher low. Our last higher low was 1816. So we have an hourly uptrend, a 4-hour downtrend, and a daily chop fest. So I don't know if I need to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. When you have things going in different directions, you're not getting a lot of clarity. You got to wait for that clarity and wait for the trends to work together so that you can capitalize on those opportunities. Right now, if we just jumped in on an hourly trend, it would be highly speculative. You can play only on the hourly trend. If you're going to look for a break over that high at 1833, sure, we can expect a higher high. We don't know where it's going to be, but we just have to play that trend. And until we get over 1850, we are simply going to be in a 4-hour downtrend. So what we would expect to see would be a hourly continuation, a new lower or higher high on the hourly, and then coming back down to set a new higher low. But if we go to the 4-hour time frame, that's simply a lower high, and then we would expect to see downside continuation. So it's a little bit conflicting, and that's why it's confusing and sometimes hard to trade some of these guys. We got to wait for clarity, got to wait for clear direction, and that's what it's all about. Hey guys, Jason here for Chart Guys. The Apple Thunder Gods have spoken with a gap up and run. We had an awesome follow through from yesterday's not quite Marabuzzo close, but the momentum was there, and we saw that gap up and we saw a run. RSI in the daily very close to overbought at 68. I would not expect another move like this tomorrow. We need some consolidation, and we need to see what our next pattern development is going to be. And let's go take a look at that. Before we do, resistance 224.23 on the daily time frame. And let's adjust the handle properly. And beyond that, we also have a little bit up here at 227.27. So you can see very closely on the daily time frame, getting close to that 224.23 resistance. On the 4-hour, we can see that we are overbought, 78.58. RSI is cooking. Our last higher low is 211.07. Actually, I'm going to call it 216.53. There's a little bit of a fight here after hours. Below that support at 211.07. You can see that bulls are definitely in control. No denying that. A little concerned about this 4-hour candlestick up here. This would be considered a hanging man candlestick, and it's generally indicative of a change in momentum because we had this big bearish attack. The bulls bought the dip, but the bears were there. Where were the bulls during this attack? That's the question. Alternatively, based on what sort of action you see in the candlestick formation itself, can be considered a momentum hammer, which is when bears attack and then bulls negate that attack immediately with good volume and absolutely reject that move, continuing the momentum to the upside. So we'll take a look at the 50-minute time frame and try to determine what happened there. RSI overbought, looking for some sort of hourly pullback to 1653 is the last higher low on the 4-hour time frame. Now we'll check out the hourly. So here we are. We've got a nice hourly bull flag situation. We saw continuation to the upside. Hourly RSI 83.58. Not really a lot of room to go. Here's that big wick, probably occurring in after hours, which puts more, well, I'm going to pretty much ignore it if it is in after hours. I'll use it as support levels, but if the volume's not there to say that the general market agrees with the move, I don't put a lot of weight onto speculating its real significance. But we do have an hourly support level established from that attempt, 221.43, the last one below that, 216.53, and maybe a little bit of 15-minute support over here. But ultimately, we are moving very aggressively. We need to see some more consolidation. Hourly is way too hot to continue, and it's a real technical play here, similar to how gold was massively overbought for several days. And then we had a really significant pullback. The faster you move up, the faster you move down, unless you can consolidate. On the 15-minute time frame, let's take a quick look there. Yes, that is indeed an after-hours blip, so I would ignore that, and I would just treat this as a fantastic 15-minute run. A lot of momentum. Let's see how the after-hours and pre-market bulls deal with 224.23. I would love to see us open below, crack that level tomorrow, but more importantly, I want to see us have some hourly consolidation, which would mean pulling back and bouncing around and setting up a nice equilibrium. So our monster move following yesterday has been completed. Now we wait and see what the market is going to offer us next. I would not recommend just buying in because of a massive green day. You need to wait for your pullbacks. There's always better opportunities, and let's wait for them. Let's see what develops tomorrow, and thank you for watching.